wolves are one of the most effective and successful predators on the planet. Each wolf possesses immense strength and can deal with a large elk or even a young boar. However, the main advantage of this predator lies in the remarkable coordination of the pack, which acts efficiently as a single entity. Wolves know how to hunt as a team, with each member knowing its role, covering its comrade, and being ready, if necessary, to improvise. Thanks to this, they can handle an elk or even a bison. For such precision in coordinated actions, discipline and a clear hierarchy are crucial. At the head of the pack are the lead pair, the alpha male and alpha female, who guide the actions of the others and lead the hunt. However, the status of the alpha must be earned through unequivocal superiority in strength, or he doesn't have a bloody ending. The alpha didn't finish off or cause serious harm to the aggressor. After all, this is a family member. The cheeky young wolf needs to be taught a painful lesson so that it doesn't forget its place in the pack's hierarchy. But the leader must care for everyone, including the hot-blooded younglings. The lesson the young wolf learned will last him a long time. But now it will channel its strength more constructively and obediently follow the leader's commands. What do you think? From time to time, in zoos and circuses, something happens that doesn't occur in the wild. Lions and tigers encounter each other on a narrow path. These cats are roughly in the same weight category, so they are sometimes housed together. They often coexist peacefully, but sometimes, let's say, minor disputes are possible. On average, a tiger is more massive and is stronger than a lion, but in terms of combat skills and aggression, the striped cat often loses to its distant relative. For example, here, an adult experienced lion entered the enclosure with two young tigers and began showing them just who's boss. With such numerical superiority, the huge tigers could have easily dealt with the opponent. Still, the lion didn't let them gather themselves and attack. Instead, he was the first to launch an attack to oppose the rules. The tigers are in shock. They plan to study the opponent before the fight. Then, one of them could have lunged from the front and the other from behind, stretching out their paws to reach the abdomen. But the cunning lion understood that if he gave the tigers time to gather their courage, he would probably lose. Therefore, he confidently pressed against the opponents. He wasted no time and simply stunned the tigers with an attack. Let it be noted, the lion doesn't try to fight with two tigers simultaneously. He bites only one of them to intimidate the other. It's the whole divide and conquer tactic in all its glory. See how the second tiger averts its gaze but cautiously observes as the newcomer beats its brother. Now the lion has asserted its leadership and is safe. The tiger just didn't know who they were dealing with. Here, the lion is young and inexperienced, so he didn't really want to fight, but he had to. Two tigers surrounded the rookie to show him who's in charge. Well, they brought it on themselves. No matter how young the lion is, he's still a brave fighter. Both tigers regretted messing up with their adversary. Several blows cooled their enthusiasm. If you were amazed at how the lion repels the tiger's attack alone against two enemies, how about this? Here, he's alone against 5 of them. The tigers took it seriously, but the lion gave them a powerful resistance. The cats exchanged blows, and the lion skillfully prevented them from knocking him onto his back. Single-handedly, he managed to corner one particularly audacious tiger, all thanks to endurance and composure. The lion simply ignores the opponent's strikes, forcing him to retreat. An entire pack of wolves managed to surround a snow leopard. An impressive battle ensues. These predator species are roughly in the same weight category, with wolves being a bit bulkier. However, the snow leopard possesses incredible agility and striking power. If a wolf uses a ramming attack in combination with powerful jaws, the snow leopard can elegantly evade the assault and immediately retaliate with a side paw strike. Here, the predators use their entire arsenal. The overwhelming numerical advantage leaves no chance for the snow leopard to win. Wolves press the target. They try to pounce on the snow leopard simultaneously from different sides to engage in close combat, seize its paws, immobilize it, and then stretch and finish it off. But the snow leopard understands this. It shows that the enemies don't know who they're dealing with. Thanks to a special tactic of short but powerful strikes, the snow leopard manages to maintain distance. Moreover, it reacts lightning fast to each new attack and uses the terrain's features. Several times, wolves surround the panther, and several times, the snow leopard escapes from this encirclement. The great predators knew it would be a challenging fight, but they certainly did not expect such a stunning resistance. Once again, the snow leopard scatters the opponents, dodging the grip of a particularly dangerous wolf and running down the slope. The cat reaches a ledge, but the agile wolves catch up with it there. Although the wolves' claws don't retract and they can't climb with the same agility, the swiftness and determination of the great canids are admirable. Suddenly, the cat spins around on its axis, scattering the opponents everywhere. The snow leopard once again manages to save itself at the very last moment. Finally, the snow leopard manages to run to a genuinely steep and massive rock where wolves definitely cannot reach it. The cat saved itself and showed its enemies that the mountains are its territory. Two coyotes noticed that a lynx had taken down a deer just by itself. The coyotes surprisingly acted wisely when, instead of a quick attack, they chose to approach the lynx cautiously and slowly. And the coyotes don't hide and show their presence. It's as if they're saying, "There's enough meat for everyone. Share with us, and we'll do without a fight." The lynx understands the situation. Lynxes and coyotes often encounter each other. Here, the clash occurred at night, and the lynx isn't alone, so the coyotes don't have a numerical advantage. They boldly rushed into battle, but didn't know who they were dealing with. Coyotes have rather long limbs, making them look significantly bulkier and more massive. Yet underestimating the power of felines was not wise. The less fragile but powerful cat delivered an impressive resistance and landed a beautiful double strike to the aggressor's face. This threw him back and made the coyotes regard the lynx with great respect. In a fight with two coyotes, one lynx would likely have won, but it wouldn't have come out unscathed. Why fight when the prey is so substantial? Therefore, if the lynx is alone and there's plenty of prey, it can share the food with them. But the cat doesn't intend to relax, knowing they didn't mistake it for a snack. Suddenly, the lynx swiftly lunges at the opponents and immediately stops. It looks amusing. The lynx played a prank on the two coyotes, making them jerk in fear. In reality, it's not humor, but a tactical move. The lynx understood that the coyotes were evaluating it, so it decided to fake an attack. By the way, if you have stories from your... A leopard was calmly walking along the road, scanning for lunch. Suddenly, a huge adult elephant emerged right in front of it. The monster weighs about 5 tons, which is 50 times more than the weight of even a truly large adult leopard. Of course, the panther didn't want to mess with its opponent, so it found a secluded spot to wait it out. However, the leopard didn't know who it was dealing with. It turned out that this elephant was a scout. A vast and numerous herd with many females and elephants was migrating in search of lush greens. This solitary elephant acted as a kind of patrol, scouting for potential threats. Elephants go to various precautions just for their little ones. If the leopard had just fled, it could have roamed somewhere else peacefully. Instead, the predator hid in a secluded spot right on the herd's road. On one side was a scout, and on the other elephants were approaching. The predator found itself trapped between them. It's in a trap it let itself into. Unfortunate, isn't it? If it tries to escape, it'll inevitably reveal its presence. Concerned about their offspring's safety, the elephants will rush at it, leaving just a few wet spots on the ground instead of a panther. The cat understands this and just sits for a long time. All that's left for the leopard is to freeze in place, relying on its camouflage. Fortunately, the elephants pass by, but in the future, the panther should run away as far as possible as soon as. The leopard is one of the coolest predators on the planet, but sometimes it overestimates its strength and makes the wrong choice of opponent. That's when the spotted cat has to run to ensure its beautiful fur stays intact. Now we'll show you who can teach a lesson to a leopard it won't forget at all. Leopards are among the few animals that can stand up to a honey badger. Faced with their incredible rage, the spotted cat relies on its agility and sometimes wins in a duel. But this particular spotted cat clearly overestimated its abilities when it decided to attack an entire family of honey badgers. The angered honey badger showed the leopard that it is better not to mess with it at all. It chased away the enemy with such ease as if it were not the panther, but an ordinary house cat. This lesson will stay with the leopard for a long time. This leopard tried to sneak up on a buffalo family to snatch a calf. The cat had decent chances, but something went wrong. The female noticed him. Buffaloes are not herbivores, easily frightened. They see danger, they attack its source. Powerful muscles and a weight of over half a ton give them the courage. The leopard didn't expect this turn of events. It got confused and ended up too close to the enraged mother. She chased him, and he was driven into the thickets. Another second and he would have been trampled. Surprisingly, the appearance of a lion saved the leopard. The female didn't risk her calf alone with this heavyweight predator, so she returned to her club, leaving the leopard alone. The spotted predator was lucky that the stronger animals got distracted by each other, but messing with buffaloes was clearly a mistake. However, the appearance of a competitor and an enemy saved him. Such luck deserves your like, don't you agree? Baboons are quite dangerous animals, although few consider them as such due to their relatively small size. This leopard also made the mistake of underestimating them while resting in a tree when an entire group of baboons arrived. Each primate has sharp and surprisingly long fangs. Besides, they also have nimble paws, but their main advantage is their number. They didn't want a leopard in their territory, and the fact that he got here first really didn't bother them at all. The leopard is shocked by such audacity. It tries to resist, but the baboons crowd him with their quantity and persistence. The leopard climbs higher and higher, therefore trapping itself, as baboons are adept tree climbers as well. In the end, a baboon had to jump from a great height to escape from the enraged primates. Fortunately, it didn't break anything, but the cat took a considerable risk. Even with its agility and powerful limbs, jumping from the height of a third floor is a pretty bad idea. But for the leopard, it was the only option. This is the only case. Here, baboons drove the leopard into the thinnest branches of the canopy, after which it was literally knocked out of the tree. It clung to the branch, tried to fend them off, but ended up falling and then having to run away. Can the leopard not stand up to these cheeky monkeys? It can. Here it dealt with one of them. And then what? Unlike many other animal species, these baboons are bold creatures. The loss of a comrade didn't impress them, and they continued to press the enemy. The leopard couldn't even drag its rightful prey away. Credit must be given to this brave cat. Trying to steal prey from a crocodile requires nerves of steel. The leopard noticed that the reptile wasn't attempting to feast and was swimming around the antelope it had just caught. But this was not an invitation to lunch. It was a trap. As soon as the leopard approached close enough, the crocodile immediately lunged at it. The cat's luck was that the bank was too steep and the crocodile couldn't leap from the water to a sufficient height for it to catch the leopard. Otherwise, that reptile would have had a diverse meal. The leopard even attempts to repeat the attack, but it ends up the same way, with the crocodile's lightning-fast lunge now even closer with its jaws open. Pushing further would have been foolish, and the leopard retreats. The leopard is a powerful predator, but only the fourth largest big cat after the tiger, the lion, and the jaguar. Moreover, it's not the top predator in its habitat. It has a few competitors that can pose a threat, primarily lions and hyenas. Both of these species are pack animals, while leopards prefer solitude. It's easy and comfortable, yet you are surrounded by a whole pack of rivals. Additionally, even one-on-one, a large hyena can overcome a leopard due to the monstrous strength of its claws. Also, for an experienced battle, forged heavyweight male lion, leopard becomes a punching bag just for him. This spotted predator underestimated the agility of the lion and thought that with its own agility, it could approach the opponent too closely. A big mistake. The lion is much faster than it seems. It chased the leopard, and the spotted cat was saved only by the nearby tree. The leopard literally leaped onto its top. That's what saved it. At the very last moment. The heavy lion couldn't climb so high. For leopards, this is a pretty typical defensive strategy. If there are trees nearby, then they use them as a favorite refuge. Among all predators capable of climbing the highest and thinnest branches of tree canopies, leopards are the strongest and the largest. Therefore, they are not afraid of other cats that can climb there at all. On the other hand, most of the leopard's enemies cannot climb trees as skillfully. This saves the spotted beauties. The problem is that this beloved tactic doesn't always work flawlessly. This lioness turned out to be much more agile than most of her kin. Then she noticed that the leopard had set up a shelter on the treetop and even stored supplies there. The lioness found it interesting, and she climbed straight up there. She's lighter than a lion and managed to reach a height of about the second or third floor. However, the lioness is heavier, more massive, and stronger than a leopard. Moreover, she's determined enough to engage in a fight right at this enormous height. Although the leaves conceal the animals, and witnessing the exchange of blows is impossible, it's easy to imagine the predator's fury. After all, the entire massive tree trembled from their showdown. The outcome is quite predictable. The branches simply couldn't withstand the furious clash of two large predators. Both cats fell down. Fortunately, both the lioness and the leopard managed to avoid serious injuries. After all, they are cats and land on their feet. The leopard took advantage of the fact that the branch broke and hindered the lioness from reaching him with her claws. So, the leopard managed to escape. However, it lost the prey. You know how it goes, right? Everything is going well, your efforts are paying off, and the long and hard work seems to be heading towards the long-awaited reward. And suddenly, some jerk appears and ruins everything. That's what this leopard experienced just now. It managed to sneak up unnoticed to a large wild boar. A lightning-fast leap, and the leopard is already on the prey's back. The boar desperately resists, trying to reach the leopard with its sharp, curved tusks. It struggles, twists, and vigorously throws the leopard off its back, but the panther's grip is incredibly strong. After an impressive struggle, the leopard managed to bring down the boar. The predator reached the prey's throat and began to strangle it. But the boar's squealing attracted the attention of a hyena. This large, audacious creature came to snatch the leopard's prey. It barged into this party and snapped its jaws right next to the panther's face. The leopard released the prey, but the hyena came a little bit too early. The boar is alive and determined to bash any carnivore who thought he looked like lunch. As a result, the hyena ruined the leopard's hunt and had nothing left for itself. It must be acknowledged that the boar acts cool. It hits the leopard from below with such force that the panther literally flies over it. However, perhaps the leopard leaped to such a height to avoid a too close encounter with the boar's tusks. In any case, so much effort was spent in vain. the spotted one ended up without lunch. If you think this leopard has had bad luck, take a look at our next hero. He encountered an even bigger problem. The leopard caught a boar. Everything was going well. The prey was clearly weakening a little bit more, and the panther would be ready for lunch. But those squeals, do they irritate you too? One can only guess how much the leopard hates the sound made by boars. Because this time, those who the spotted predator would least like to see appeared. Lions. 2 adult and mighty male lions came to see who was making such a fuss. And when they saw that it was a leopard pinning a boar to the ground, it was a gift from fate for them. One powerful blow to the head, and the leopard had nothing left but to save its life. There was no chance for the boar to escape from the lions. If the leopard had hesitated even for a second, then it would have shared the fate of the pig. Fortunately, it managed to avoid this fate. In slow-motion footage, it can be seen that the situation is much more complicated than it seems at first glance. The leopard even managed to strike back, just to show the lion that it wouldn't be an easy prey for it. And then the spotted cat evaded the lion's capture and leaped away. It was fortunate. If it had tried to dodge and go around the lion from the other side, then it would have fallen right into the paws of its brother. Fortunately, the spotted cat avoided this thanks to its super speed, incredible reflexes, and honestly, a bit of luck. Usually, antelopes save themselves from predators by fleeing. They often panic, easily frightened away. The leopard took advantage of this and attacked the antelope while its kin panicked and retreated. The leopard acted masterfully. It skillfully jumped onto the prey, managed to stop the animal weighing twice as much as itself, reached the throat, and almost broke the trachea. But when the antelope that had run away decided to demonstrate heroism, it turned around and accurately struck the leopard with its horns right in the chest. The predator did not expect this. The blow was so powerful that the panther literally flew off. This saved the caught antelope, and both hoofed animals managed to escape.